sound of North Wales. Sound Radio.
This is Sound Radio Wales, the big sound of North Wales with me, Craig Kay. And we've got a guest in the studio today. We are talking to Wasim Bajwa, who is the founder and CEO of Vape Huts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever people are listening. Hello.
Thanks for that, Craig. Thanks for allowing us on the show to speak to the great people of Wales and talk about our company.
No problem. So what we need to get into first, what is Vape Huts?
Vape Huts, I've been in the vaping industry myself for over 6 or 7 years now. And we saw a gap in the market about 8-9 months ago, and we decided to create a company that was focused on the healthcare benefits of stopping smoking and also the relief benefits of using CBD products related to anxiety, heart disease, and other kind of medical conditions. So essentially, we are a place to get premium products, but we're also a place that care about the community. We're the good guys, and we've got expert advice behind the counters in order to give premium products out to our customers at a good value price.
Okay, you mentioned about sort of health benefits and things. What sort of health benefits does vaping give? Because I think a lot of people are sort of skeptical about things, and a lot of people, I know my dad myself uses one.
Yeah.
A lot of people may be a bit skeptical. Some people are a bit sort of worried to be around. What are the sort of health? You mentioned health benefits. What are the health benefits?
The health benefits, I mean, they speak for themselves. The NHS at the moment is overloaded. We have a lot of people who have been smoking for years and years and years, and we all know that cigarettes in themselves contain certain cancer carcinogenic drugs, and they're not a help for consumers, where vaping essentially has 2 or 3 ingredients in it. Nicotine is not really a problem. It's in potato peels, and it has vegetable glycerol. I mean, there's been a range of public and NHS studies regarding vaping, and all of them are saying it's almost 99% safer or 90% safer than smoking. So essentially, anything that's safer than smoking a cigarette and a lot cheaper, and to get our people off them, I think is a great avenue. So,
do you think sort of people are sort of scared of them because they're like they're a machine basically?
Yes.
And you sort of you never hear sort of the good stories about these sort of things. You always hear the problems with vaping, of somebody's vape has exploded or something, or...
Well, this is why we've formulated this company, in order to bring a company that has high standard quality products that are regulated and tested, and we make sure that we don't cut corners. And a lot of the times when you see these e-cigarettes exploding, it's down to user error in terms of they've been given incorrect information, and they've been unfortunate. But most of our products, we will not allow anything like that to be released through our avenues.
Okay. And what about sort of the health risks? Obviously, there's people, like we said earlier, there's people sort of skeptical about health risks. Is there any potential ones, or is it?
No, I mean, the great thing is about being in the vaping industry myself for the last 6-7 years is I've seen customers come to me who, before, they couldn't get up the stairs, they were losing breath. Now they've started vaping, and some of them are running up the stairs now. You know, they're not losing breath, you know, and their doctors are quite surprised at some of the less drugs that they were able to implement to them. So there's a lot of benefits that we see straight on, and I'm able to see it because I'm on the shop floor with the teams, and I'm able to see the customers' reactions on how it's affecting them and how it's affecting their lives. I mean, cigarettes cost £12 a pack for 20. It's a lot of money, and to be buying 2 or 3 of them every week when it's a struggle as it is, I mean, that's what we're trying to do, is help people get off this habit and bridge the gap and into vaping and possibly switching off completely.
Is it sort of important to you to work with sort of health experts and things?
Without a doubt. We are working very closely with a NHS medical doctor, and we believe that having great medical experts around us in the company will provide additional safety function for people to feel more at ease at coming into a Vape Huts with our credible expert advice that we're providing behind the counters. because essentially we just want to be the good guys who help people get off smoking. And it's a real habit that, you know, it's one of those things that people are stuck in, and they've been stuck in for 10, 15 years, some people. And like you said, it's a very hard thing to bridge over, and you really need great service in order to do that. So we would like to provide that service, but give a great after service as well.
Yeah. Okay, you mentioned CBD products.
Yes.
Well, tell me more about that. How do they work and things? Because it's always interesting. I read it a lot. I see it on social media. A lot of people talking about CBD, and I'm not 100% sure what it is myself.
Okay.
Well, obviously, you sell the products and things, so
CBD,
how does that work?
We sell all the range of CBD products, bath bombs, creams, the drops, the tablets. So it's not just for vaping people. And we... basically, CBD is essentially, there's a few components in a hemp plant or a cannabis plant, and THC is the part that gets you high, and there's the other parts which is the CBDV, and the other parts which relax. Now, studies across the UK, the US as well, have shown that it helps with people with depression, anxiety, insomnia, epilepsy, and stress and depression. And the great thing is that we're seeing this straight on the shop floor at the moment. And I use CBD, fish oil is a good example of CBD. People say fish oil is like, fish oil has been around for 20, 30, 40 years. It's been there and we never used it. But then someone came along and said, you know what, it's good for your brain, it's good for your skin. And it's about knowledge. And so we want to give great expert knowledge and advice to our customers with good products. And we're already seeing customers coming into our locations and saying, you know what, I've been on so many tablets for so many years for depression and anxiety. Now I'm taking this CBD, I'm taking these oral drops into my mouth, I'm taking these gummy sweets that you have, and I'm not taking those tablets anymore from the doctors. I don't feel depressed, I don't have this anxiety. And so there's a numerous number of benefits. And the reason for it is it's... the CBD is essentially part of the plant that fights disease. Right. So it's a natural born plant, and that part fights the diseases. And so essentially when it's in the body, it helps the body fight it boosts the immune system. Now, I cannot come onto this radio station and make any medical claims because we are not selling medical or prescription products. Right. However, users... everyone's got access to the internet, and there's a high range of great feedback from people who have used the other kind of products that we sell, and that's the best kind of feedback that we can get.
Do you think people are sort of skeptical and worried about things because it is linked to cannabis, and they automatically think drugs, it's bad, don't do that kind of thing? And
it is, and the camp of the not sure camp is now switching over extensively to looking at ways in which CBD can be used for a lot of other things. And a great example is of the lady who was coming into the airport. I mean, her son was having epileptic fits. She left the country to go and get some. Now, I can understand why she did that, because essentially anyone would do anything for the child. Now, if they're going to their doctors or they're going to these places and the child is continuously having these problems, or they're having these problems and they can't get these products, then they're going to do whatever they have to do to get their products for their child. And so that's a classic example of the government themselves are now looking at ways in which they've already introduced legislation for medical marijuana to be legislated through NHS. So there are a lot of products on the way, but great examples are countries like the US and Canada, who are normally always a few years ahead of us, and they've taken the approach of using these kind of products to help a lot of people with back pains and to reduce the pharmaceutical dependency.
Okay, and I guess, like you're saying, things will gradually change in this country. People start to learn more about how things work, and then it's all for the best. If it helps, then...
and essentially, this is what Vape Huts is going to be about, is we're not just going to be a place for vaping. We're going to be a health huts company, a healthcare company. And essentially, we're going to be a resources of knowledge as well. We want our customers to be able to go to Vape Huts' website or Health Huts' website and have knowledge of information about latest articles of how CBD is helping people, how legislation is changing across the countries, around the world, and all the kind of benefits that we can see of CBD, because yes, there is a lot of negative press associated with cannabis as a drug, and essentially it's been a natural grown plant, and we're looking at the best parts of it, which are having the best parts to relieve people of some of the symptoms they're suffering with. And there are some people I speak to that they're at the end of the road. They've been on these tablets again, drugs have been changed, antidepressant tablets keep on changing. Nobody wants to be taking these. If they could take some natural born product, tinctures in the mouth that help to resolve or help to mediate some of these problems, that's an alternative solution to it.
Okay, so you mentioned there, going back to the Vape Hut, your store, what sort of range of services and products do you offer? If I walked in today, what could I sort of buy?
We have the full range of products on the vaping side. A new product which we're going to be doing on Saturday as a special promotion is a product called the Stig, and that's has nic salts in it, so it's more instantly like a cigarette in terms of they'll get the nicotine hit straight away. It's a new product that's come out and it's nic salts, and so we're going to have these that are normally retailing at £6 to £7 each, and we're going to make a loss-making deal on them and sell them at $2.99 on the day on that day. And so when you come into our stores, you're going to give us information, and we're going to be able to recommend the best products. So you may say, well, I smoke 20 Lambert and Butler a day. I want something to help me to stop smoking, and we can go through that. Or you could be coming into us and saying, you know what, I'm suffering from severe depression, I'm suffering from so-and-so aches, and our expert teams behind the counters will be able to give you great professional expert advice. And this is what we see is missing on the high street. There is no national chain of company that gives consistent behaviour of professional good advice and good products on the high street, and that's what we aim to do.
Just going back, the Stig you've called it, is that what it's called?
Yes,
it looks very similar. If I have to describe it, we'll put some pictures in later. It looks a bit like a USB stick.
It basically, the great thing about it, it doesn't have to be charged. You don't fill it up. You literally just buy it, rip it out of the packet, and you get 300 to 400 puffs off it.
Wow.
And if you ask some of the e-cigarette people when they're smokers, they're like, some people actually say, I can never be bothered charging it, I can never fill it up, and I can't do that. And so this is a solution that sort of like bridges that gap in a little bit for more people. And the effectiveness of it is that it uses a new product called nic salts, and nic salts absorbs into the blood very fast. And this is what people really are looking from a cigarette. They get used to that nicotine rush. It's a quick rush for them, calms them down, and they get on with their day. Yeah. And so essentially this is what this is doing, is it's helping them to bridge the gap. It's been extremely successful in America, and we've been able to speak to Stig in order to be able to get this exclusive price, because essentially no one in the UK is allowed to do this price. We've only been able to do this price for a limited time, 7 days only, in our Vape Huts locations, and that is the only place you'll be able to get them at that price. But it'll allow us to help a lot of people to get off smoking, hopefully.
Excellent. And so if people listen now and they want to find out sort of more from the comfort of their homes, can they go online and find out more about Vape Huts?
Yeah, go to our Facebook page, Instagram page. Our website will have information about the Stig going from this week, and you'll be able to order on our website. We'll be live from next week as well, a range of products. Now the Stig offer is only available in our huts at the moment, but we're going to have a massive range on our website. But going to our Instagram page or Facebook page will be a great place to go.
Excellent. Thank you, Wasim. It's been interesting for myself to learn as well, because I'm not a smoker myself, but I know people that sort of use vape stuff, and I've sort of learned. I can go back to them now and talk to them. So
yeah, I mean, like you said, I mean, we just want to we want to be known as the healthcare company who are doing the good. We want to be good guys. We want to be the good guys to help people get off smoking, help people relieve them of some of these long-term illnesses that they've been suffering with, And if we can do that and have a positive effect, then our mission is complete.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Cheers.
This is Sound Radio.